Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to more EU4 Domination. We are playing as Austria, going for the AEIOU and one faith achievement. And last video was a doozy. Not only did we conquer quite a bit of land over here in India, including almost the entirety of the remaining coastline, we also took a lot of territory from the Ottomans, a bit of territory in Africa. We managed to take a load away from Great Britain, but most importantly of all, we were able to snag that personal union with Portugal, finally. Which means, if we look at the map modes here, you can see I have a fairly substantial empire. This looks pretty good. Everything colored here serves me in some way or another, because I have no allies, only vassals. But it's better than this once you click on people like Castile and see all of their colonial nations, or now Portugal and all of their colonial nations. Everything colored as I click between these three tags is effectively mine, which means I own almost the entirety of the Americas. I have a very strong position in Africa. What I need now is to start conquering the coastlines of China, Korea, Japan, and a few other places along here. Do that, and by the time we're ready to hit imperialism in the Age of Revolutions, we can then implode upon the rest of the world, and it is all going to be mine. So the question becomes, what do we do now in the meantime? Well, the simplest thing to do right now is to go ahead and attack, let's say, someone like Brunei or Malacca. Because I need to create a simple colonial nation, or rather a trade company, in the Indonesian area. That's going to end up giving me claims in China that I'll be able to use, plus claims all over India, so I can start doing that collapse early, which will be great. So that's the first priority, plus there are some small nations along here that we can take down. You know, these little guys over here have practically no allies. I say we go ahead and kill them. Pegu needs to die, Ayutthaya needs to die, etc. Just start working our way along this coastline in Southeast Asia until we can get to Wu and Shun. And once we can start taking serious territory in these coastlines, now we got the base of operations I need to start conquering the world. So who are we going to attack? I do think it's actually going to be Brunei. They'll be the easiest one to take down. Lots of small little nations that we will be able to start devouring and put ourselves in a better position, so I think this is the one we are shooting for. I only have one claim at the moment, but honestly, I think that's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and attack. And now the game's freezing up again. I would also very much like to start getting a lot of manpower, because I'd like to start training up some additional armies. We'll need some for rebel suppression and proper oppression, and also we want to just be able to continue our push in Asia, so that'll be fun. Pegu, you could be a fun one to take down. You're not all that strong, and we should have some claims we can use, not to mention the Holy War, which is good, so let's go ahead and start moving some troops over this direction too. And the Counter-Reformation officially ends. Goody! Yay! Finally! Everyone acknowledges that Catholicism is superior. I mean, the Reformation's been dead for a long time. I mean, look at that Catholic. Look at it! It's so strong! There's only a handful of Orthodox and Coptic provinces left, and of course the Anglicans aren't dead yet, but no more Protestants, no more Reformed. That's been gone for a long time, and it's never coming back. Oh, but here's one thing that sucks. Losing the Counter-Reformation actually means we lose 2 of our missionaries. Aw, I liked having those missionaries. Dang it. Who else can I kill? Funj over here? Some Coptics? Sure, why not? They're heretics after all, right? Die! Oh, I'm watching the Ottomans explode over here, by the way. Let's see. Ottoman particularists, Iraqi separatists, Armenian separatists, pretender rebels. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Ottomans are starting to fall apart. If they bankrupt, that would make my life, oh, so much easier. I would love that. Do we want to go ahead and move ahead of time in military tech just so I can get a little bit of innovativeness? Doesn't seem that important to me, but at the same time, what else am I going to do with the military points right now? Let's just go ahead and take it. Enjoy the extra good cannons for a bit longer. And we can also finish our admin ideas. Yes. All right, with that done, that's fantastic for us. Now we can go to our policies. And we can change a few things up. If we want more income from our vassals, we could do that, but most importantly, I think we can get that extra diplo-annexation cost reduction. We love that one. Do I need the missionary strength and religious unity? No, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Just on the off chance, before I forget, because there are gonna be times when I decide I want to start annexing somebody, and why take the risk that I forget that 15%? It's pretty substantial. We do at some point need to annex all of our personal union subjects, because when I eventually click the button and form the HRE, I'll get a lot of folks, but not Castile, Aragon, and Portugal, for example. So they'll have to be annexed separately if I want to go for one tag. I'm gonna do something kind of weird, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and declare war on Ethiopia as well, even though I don't have a casus belli. I know that costs me a stability, but who cares when I can just get it right back with my Catholicism powers. The idea is, if I can vassalize them, I'll feed them a load of territory from Funj because they have tons of cores, and then I can use Ethiopia to eat up the rest of Somalia, and I can have a large African vassal who can take a lot of the overextension away from me, rather than force me to core all of this myself. There we go, that should work. Alright, Austrian vassal, Ethiopia. So, in a way, we're kind of still uniting the Habsburg thrones, right? Sort of. So now we've got Ethiopia, feed them a bunch of land over there. Then as far as return cores, let's go ahead and make Ethiopia great again. In fact, I'll just go ahead and eat the entirety of these guys. Why not? Boom, bye. Alright, and Ethiopia, my friends, is back on the scene. That's looking pretty good. And now when I want to fight Somalia, I'll be able to take all of this land for super duper cheap as well. I'd say that's a pretty good move. And there goes the truce with the Ottomans as well. Okay, I do want to do that, so let's try to finish these wars up fairly soon, so I can get to work on the real enemy, which of course is the Ottoman. So Pegu, what am I going to take? The answer is actually probably all of you. I don't see any reason why not. Let's just go ahead and eat everything they got. And Iraq exists. Okay, so they just broke free. That's hilarious. Bone. Can I take a bit of territory and hand you off to Brittany? I guess I will. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and take all that. That leaves Brunei proper. I'll go ahead and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces minimum for myself. And then, honestly, I might as well just take all of this. Why not? This is fine. I'm just a smidge overextended by doing this, though, so, I mean, like, maybe that was a slight miscalculation. I don't know. Okay, well, while we get that all figured out, hey, Ottoman, we need to kill you, and of course, Iraq, I also need to kill you. So we'll do a holy war against them. We'll wait a month, and then we'll go ahead and attack the Ottomans as well. Any other separatists aside from Armenia? No, although it looks like Ardabil exists again. Hello. Well, I feel like I might as well just go ahead and co-belligerize Somalia in this as well, then. Yeah, let's do that. All right, go forth, vassal swarm! They are weak! They have more cannons than infantry! Kill them! Wait, the Pope just insulted me? Why the heck would you do that? Think about that for a second. Yes, you're scared of me. Okay, yes, you feel threatened. I passed a law where I literally can't kill you. What is your problem exactly? Why would the Pope be so mean-spirited? And now there's an English civil war. Really? For Parliament and liberty. Oh, they're trying to become a Commonwealth. We've got a certain Oliver Cromwell in charge right now. Oh man, I think is that new? Is that new with the Domination expansion? I haven't really reviewed very heavily into the changes that happened to Britain, but I feel like that may be either new or maybe it was within the last like expansion or two that got tweaked. I feel like my vassal swarm are being a bunch of idiots. I don't really know where they're all going. Decided the most important thing they could do was send every soldier we've got up to Uzbek, when really Somalia is the only threat on the board right now. I know, I'm as surprised as you, alright, that Somalia is considered to be a legitimate threat, but they've actually got enough troops to be a danger here, and you guys all ran away like a bunch of ninnies. What are y'all doing? Gosh, vassal swarms are fun, but they got their limitations, dang it. And Manufactories Institution just fired off, alright. Where did that fire, out of curiosity? It fired in Cologne. Cologne, okay. Well, the good news is I have so many manufactories. We're gonna get this one really fast. I got nothing to worry about, so it's fine. There we go, all right. Now Somalia's gonna lose a lot of land. All right, let's go ahead and start handing everything I can back to Ethiopia. Yeah, I bet you thought that it was really smart taking all that land, didn't you? Mm-hmm, yeah, you definitely did, moron. Take a chunk of land out of Uzbek as well. Feed that all off to Novgorod in a second, and that leaves us with, of course, the Ottomans at 99% war score. So I'm pretty sure in order to get the mission, we need to clear them out in this entire area of Europe, which we can definitely do. Let me double check the mission real quick. The mission I'm thinking of right here is the Scourge of Europe, which, yes, it looks like I've got that correct. Okay. So we'll hand this all off to some vassals. That solves that problem. Then beyond that, I guess we could feed the rest of this off to Karaman and then annex them. Join some land up, that would be nice. And anything else strike me as extremely important strategically to take? No, I don't think so. It's just kind of whatever we feel like. So how about I just take a bunch of this? Yeah, I like that. Okay, and that looks evenly divided up between all these folks over here, so I can now core the rest of what we've got. Sinjar is one where I cannot. Why? Are there rebels or something over here? It's being converted to Catholic. I apparently started doing that a while ago and didn't even realize I was doing it. All right, well anyway, the Scourge of Europe is done, which guess what that means? 2% more missionary strength, plus we get the diplomatic reputation, plus the Greeks in Constantinople. Culture in Constantinople becomes Greek and they become Orthodox. Why on earth would I allow that? And also, 5 years of separatism in Constantinople seems completely pointless. I don't own Constantinople. What kind of event is that? Bah, whatever. All right, so that's all looking very, very, very solid right now. Cool, so what becomes my next goal? Bombonus, probably. What the heck? Okay, Austrian, the text here looks really weird and I don't like it. It's fine though. Bombonus, you're still allied to Persia. Persia, who's allied to Jambur and Hormuz. I'm thinking I co-belligerize. Maybe I just actually attack. Yeah, actually, I think I just go ahead and attack Persia and co-belligerize Bombonus. Makes no other difference beyond that, and let the vassal swarm continue our good work. That sounds like a smart play. Alright, so that'll all go well pretty soon, I imagine. Anything in the New World that I need to be doing over here? First off, how did you guys... Okay, I don't know how they exist, but I guess I can go ahead and let my little vassals start eating little pieces of guys over there. The Caddo Federation would also be someone worth trying to kill. We can definitely do that. By the way, I want to point out that it is now only 1650. 1650 only now, huh? Yep. By the way, let's go for the institution spread. That's the one I want. Yeah, so it's only now 1650. This is when the League War thing would have officially been invalidated and done. So I think we made the absolute right call, losing out on that achievement. Feel no regrets for that decision. Parliamentarians are eating up Britain, by the way. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. And I'm declaring some additional wars. We're attacking over here in Mexico. I'll go ahead and eat some other folks over there. We'll probably fight the Caddo Federation. And yeah, if I can fight the Congo as well, I wouldn't mind. I do want to own a lot more territory in Africa. So I got 4 wars going at once. By the way, over here, do I have enough territory to create my trade mission? I think that I probably do. Yes. So we should be able now to get all those free claims in India. Which is good timing, given that I'm now fighting Bombonus, so I'm obviously going to want to take a lot of land. Let's go ahead and click on this and see what the damage is. Boom. Okay, and now, yep, there's claims all along here. That's going to make things easier. And claims all along over here. There we go. It's time to spread our glory to China. Of course, first I have to deal with Persia and Bombonus, and between the two of them, they got a good amount of troops. So they could certainly pose a threat to me. What's their tech level, by the way? They're at 20 and 20, and yep, they're on par. Oh, man. What's the point of being European these days, seriously? As long as you're not playing in North and South America, that's the only place where it seems like it's still pretty much impossible. I won't say impossible, but it's very difficult to stay on time with tech. Whereas if you're playing literally anywhere else, whatever. You play right, you can easily get it. Man, I'm gonna wish that I had more siege ability sometime pretty soon. I've definitely hit the stage of the game where the AI is building level 6 forts just about everywhere. Which is really, really irritating, because even when you have plenty of cannons and some decent ideas and generals and stuff, it still takes a long time to siege through. When they get to level 8 forts, gosh dang, it really does take for freaking ever. Do you want to go ahead and embrace the institution? Really can't see any reason why not, so we'll go ahead and do that. Sitting on plenty of monarch points right now, by the way. It's weird. You'd think you'd start spending a heck of a lot more monarch points toward the end of the game, but as long as you get things like your admin efficiency, you're not going crazy on development or anything else, I don't know. I find that I usually have a huge excess toward the end of the game. Oof, we're burning through the manpower really hard in this war, to be honest. Like 80,000 manpower gone already. And still, unfortunately, a whole lot to go. Persian Empire is kind of big. This is admittedly taking a bit longer than I would have liked, partly because my vassal swarm is a little slow to get over here and help me, and also because Persia just is that large of a nation. They got a lot of forts, but you can see here the power here. I mean, there's at least like 200-something thousand, 300, 400 actually, thousand troops all sitting in this general area right now. That's a lot. If we could just break through the forts enough for them to start pushing into Bombonus, imagine what damage they could do. Answer, a lot. And you know what? We might as well just go ahead and declare war on Britain. It's gonna be a while before we're done with Persia, so I feel like we're gonna time these wars together kind of anyway. Let's just go ahead and kill these guys too. Am I feeling happy enough to just go ahead and eat a chunk of the Congo? I think the answer is yes. Mostly the coastline, of course. But I'll take a little bit more if I can do so. This seems reasonable enough to me. I don't think the rest is worth hunting over, so let's just go ahead and take all this. Thank you very much. And I'll core all that up while we wait for the next war. Because by the time that we are done coring all this, we should be just about finishing with everything else. So I think it'll time out nicely. And by the way, the vassal swarm is arriving right about now. Okay, the AI is going to start running rather than engaging from here on out. Oh, sure, a gold rush. Why not just give me 20,000 more ducats? 20,000 more ducats? Sure, you know, fine, I'll take it if you insist. It's only a little bit of inflation. My economy's that freaking huge. Here's the only thing that really sucks about this current war and the way things are going. Like, are we gonna win? Absolutely. Absolutely. It just took a lot of patience and a lot of lost manpower. If you can wait the years it takes for your vassal swarm to get to the destination on the other side of the world, oh, they do a lot of damage. They're very, very effective. It's sitting there. That's the problem. That's one of the reasons I really want more siege ability. Because if my troops can be the vanguard that break the forts to unleash the floodgates, that's more effective, honestly. That might be my most effective war strategy I can get. So whatever ideas I'm going for next have to pair up in such a way that it gets me extra siege ability. That is a requirement. Quality ideas plus the religious ideas for the Military Zeal Act could do the job. That'd be alright. What about things like aristocratic? Nope, that's missionary strength and so on, including more vassal force limit contribution, by the way, which is hilarious. But not what I'm looking for. Siege ability, that's all I care about. More siege ability. I suppose I could go for innovative ideas. Innovative ideas plus the offensive ideas, guess what? That's also more siege ability. I'm saying. Stuff like that can be pretty good. Actually, you pair up innovative with a lot of things and you get some fantastic policies. People hate on innovative, man. They're like, oh, it's overrated, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, its value is mostly in the early game when you get that tech cost reduction across the entirety of the game. But I'll tell you what, I love those endgame policies. And I love the early game impact, especially things like optimism for the war exhaustion. There we go, that's the word I'm trying to think of. War exhaustion reduction. That stuff can help stabilize your empire in big ways, man. I'm telling you, I know on paper it's not the meta pick. I just like it. I like it a lot. Got 91% war score against Britain, good enough. And by the way, I was correct. We almost perfectly timed this, where we'll finish out a lot of this pretty quickly, so I don't mind going a lot of overextension if we need to. That said, before we worry about the rest of this, let's see what else we've got over here. We can clear out a couple little things. This is just going to make some very ugly border gore. I don't know if I love this. Can I just hand this off to New Castile? Is that an option for me? There we go. That'll just be a little bit cleaner. Okay, beyond that, what else do I need you to concede? Eastern America and Canada, yeah, I'd like you to go ahead and get rid of all of that. And then there are a bunch of islands you took in some places that I want to own. That said, dealing with the rebels on these territories is going to be a bit of a pain, so I'm going to say that's a low priority. Instead, I think what I've decided is you are going to lose the entirety of Ireland, or at least most of it. Say goodbye to that. Plus, we'll take away, let's say, Lancashire over there. And do I want Oxford for myself? The answer is yes, that's a part of a state that I already own. This is good. And I'll worry about handing all this off to Scotland in a bit. And as for Baumanis and team, let's go ahead and start piecing out with these folks as well. So I should have a lot of claims that I can make use of. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's start with all of these. Seems good. All right, boom. Take all of that, like I said, peeling it back like an onion, man. Peeling it back like an onion. And then, against Persia, there's a couple things I want to do. We could release a couple of nations, which would let us start feeding some vassals against them in the future. Not Baluchistan. What was it? Khorasan, I think, is one. Yeah, Khorasan would be pretty good. We got a lot of territory over there. And then maybe someone in India, like, let's say, Punjab? That could be kind of good. Or Mewar. I like Mewar. Mewar's a pretty good vassal, right? Of course, if I release Mewar, I have to lose some of the land that I've already taken for myself, so maybe not. Let's take something up here for Punjab, or can I even reach up there? I don't think I can, so forget that. What about Khorasan, then? Is there anything I can do that would get me up to Khorasan? Answer is yes, just take this, and boom, problem solved. The rest, I want to feed some land off to Sind. I don't think I can afford to take any land for myself in this particular war, because I'm definitely going to be at my overextension already. So let's just plan on feeding a lot of land off to Sind. Something kind of like this should be fine. And we'll have them break off a couple of alliances as well for good measure, and I'll just feed some extra stuff over here off to Khorasan. That should be fine. All right, good enough. Persia loses all of this plus their alliance. That was quite the crusade. Now I've got to hand a lot of land off. Of course, Scotland is now overextended, so they can't do anything with all this. Oh, good lord. Weak! Alright, that's gonna just cause some overextension issues for me for a bit. Okay, Khorasan and Punjab now exist, and I'll be feeding them a lot of cores later. It occurs to me I should have used the return core thing, and I completely forgot. Someone was probably yelling at me for that one. Oops. Okay, overall that's looking a bit better. Alright, so what's the damage once this recalculates? 131% overextension, not as bad as it could have been. We'll core all this with the exception of Ireland, because I still plan on holding this to Scotland. It's just now I have to wait for them to, you know, finish things up. Now, I wish that as I took all this territory, I automatically got more claims in India. That would be a pretty powerful bonus, but alas, no, that is not how it works. So, next goal is what? 1, I need manpower. 2, Wu. I think we go kill Wu. Easier said than done, though. They have 167,000 men. Wow. Shun, on the other hand, is extremely weak. Who's the Emperor now? Shun is still the Emperor, and they only have 9,000 troops. How that works, I really couldn't tell you. Since manpower is currently my biggest problem, I'm going to get a whole load of buildings, including soldier homesteads, where I'll be able to start farming out more of that. Try to increase that cap. The more your cap for manpower, the more you get per month. Right now we're getting 5,000 per month. That's good. In a few months, I'll finally be reinforced. Let's try to get these guys out of attrition zones. We don't want to stand here. Gonna go ahead and start annexing Karaman, free up some relationship slots. People who can't join the HRE don't have nearly as much value to me. I'd rather start picking up some vassals I can feed abroad, and then I'll systematically eat them up. We're really good at annexing people. It's one of our powers. Still a bit more crown lands. We're now above that 70% threshold, which increases my max absolutism again. Plus, we get the autonomy change reduction across the board. That's always helpful. Let's go ahead and spend a bit of military power, getting up to 100 for our absolutism. When I say that, it's actually 98. That's because we need to strengthen the government. Now it's at 100. That's 30% admin efficiency. Thank you. Beautiful. How much money are we making now, by the way? 820 ducats a month. To be honest, I would have thought it was a lot more than that. That's interesting. Question, who the heck are you? Paungu? Somebody over here has become a tributary to me. I do not recall accepting this. That's weird. Can I still kill you? They are our subject. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel their tributary status, because I need to properly eat them later. And it's not easy to do that if I can't do proper vassal interactions. I need to be able to convert them and everything, man. If we're going to attack Wu, or Japan later for that matter, we're gonna need a larger transport navy, something where we can really shock and awe these guys. I think we go ahead and start building a whole mess more transports and heavies. This should be fine. The good news is we actually do have the naval force limit now. It's amazing what happens when you start taking in a bazillion coastal trade companies. Gets you a lot more to work with. And while we wait for those ships to build, let's go ahead and take another chunk out of Western Africa. There goes Karaman, by the way, so that's taken care of. Notice, by the way, that the vassal swarm is taking a very long time figuring out how the heck they're supposed to get back into Europe. Yeah. Bit of a problem there, ain't it? But alright, that's a whole lot more land for me. Good, good, good. The war in West Africa should be wrapping up soon-ish. All I have to do is take care of Timbuktu. And the golden era of Austria has officially ended. 50 years of incredible prosperity, the empire growing ever stronger, and now it comes to an end. But if you think that means that my empire is now declining, you will be wrong. Unless, of course, the people decide to fall into decadence. That is the way that empires truly start to fall. The people get lazy. The children of the great conquerors decide to just kind of take it for granted, and then their whole home goes bye-bye. That's how it works. Okay, we'll eat Kong, we'll feed a lot of territory off there. I'm gonna eat most of this for myself, I think. This should be plenty of overextension. I don't really want any more than this, I think, so that's good, and boom, boom, boom. All right, looking solid. And then, hey, Scotland, have you finally finished coring some territory? Can I give you the rest of Ireland now? Yes, I can, thank God. All right, now that's taken care of. Oh, that's much cleaner. That looks so much better. Right, seems like a good place for us to end this particular video. Empire's looking good, guys. We're making some solid progress. Again, this is before imperialism even begins. We're already doing it, it's just we're now paying more of a penalty. When we have the ability to take unbelievable amounts of territory for very cheap war score because imperialism's just that freaking good, like, we're gonna do what we're already doing, but turn the notch up to 11. That's how this is gonna work, maybe even 12. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.